Welcome to today's global
他是我们
video.
的嘉宾 Felly。
I am today's host Li Fen.
今天全球视野，
Today he
我
is our
想
guest.
从我们为什么关心财务教育开始，跟你们分享 Felly 的财务公式。
Today, with a global
然后
perspective,
看一下
I
不
want to
同
start
阶段
from
的
why
人，
we care about financial education.
例如年轻人。
I feel like a financial education.
Okay, so the question is, why do I care about financial education?
I feel like financial education
So I
is
feel like a
definitely one of
financial
the
education.
most important things that we need to learn so that we can live good adult lives. Here in Canada and also in the US, financial education is one of the most important topics that people need to learn before they start living better adult lives, especially here in Canada, in the US. Financial literacy is not something that is taught in schools, and banks are also
that's way
not
better.
helping people
So yeah, back to
understand
the
how the financial
education
system
topic.
works.
So financial education is one
So
of the most
the
important
job we are
topics.
trying to do
People need
is to make
learn
sure that
before
people
they start living
understand
better
how they
adult
can
lives,
navigate the
especially
financial
here in
system.
Canada, in the
This way
US.
they can make better financial decisions for their lives. Once they make better financial decisions, they get closer to achieving the dreams and goals that they have. So that's why it's extremely
Financial
important
literacy is not
to know
something that is
financial
taught in
literacy.
schools, and banks are also not helping people understand how the financial system works. So the job we are trying to do is to make sure that people understand how they can navigate the financial system. This way they can make better financial decisions for their lives.
好的，很感谢 Felly。 我们也听到，也因为这些经历嘛，就很学校也不会教，银行呢也不会告诉你，所以其实财务这件事情并不是都会赚钱，而
Okay,
是
thank you very much, Fali.
我们
We
有
have
没有
also
弄
heard
清楚一
that,
套
and
游戏
because
的
of
规
these
则，
experiences, schools won't
所
teach
以
you, and banks won't
人们
tell
就
you.
会把他们看到的整理成
Have
一
we
个我
figured
们
out
常
the
说
rules of
的
the
财务
game?
公式。那我想问一下第二个问题，你的财务公式到底是什么？
So people will organize what they see into a financial formula that we often talk about. So I want to ask the second question. What exactly is your financial company?
Okay, great. So we are a financial agency. So I work with other entrepreneurs and we work as brokers on the financial sector. So the license that we have and the platform that we use allows
great.
us to have
So we are
access
a
to a
financial
lot of
agency.
different
So I work
financial
with other
institutions.
entrepreneurs
And it's
work
really
as brokers
good
on the
working
financial
with
sector.
us because of that. Like when people go to regular banks have a lot of biases.
So the license that we have
And they
and the
only
platform
sell
that we
specific
use
products
allows
that
us
are
to have
not going
access
to
a
be
lot of
necessarily
different financial
suitable
institutions.
to the needs
it's really good
of
working
their
with
clients.
us
But
because of
when
that.
people work with us, our agency can pick and choose different institutions that are going to be suitable to solve the problems that our clients have. So that's how our company operates. We connect our clients to the right products and the right institutions, and we educate them in the process before we go through a financial plan, so that our clients are the ones who
to the right
are
products
more
and the right
empowered
institutions.
in making
And we
better
educate them in
and
the
more
process.
sound decisions with their
Wow.
money.
Like
那作为
when
一
people go to
个
regular banks have a lot of
agency
biases and they only
那
sell
你也应该
specific
有
products
很
that are
多
not going to be
不
necessarily
同的客
suitable
户有
to
不
the
同的问
needs
题
of their
嘛。
clients.
那
When people work with
我想问一
us,
下，可能
our
从
agency
例如我这个
can
年龄
pick
层
and
嘛，
choose
可能
different
20到30
institutions
岁的
that
年轻
are
人
going to be suitable to solve
就
the
可能
problems that our
我们
clients
往往
have.
犯的
So
错也
that's
是
how our
最
company
一致的
operates.
那你
We
觉得
connect our clients
20到30岁的年轻人他们常犯的投资错误是什么？
before we go through a financial plan, so that our clients are the ones who are more empowered in making better and more sound decisions with their money. That's all you get
Oh, that's a
translates
great
to.
question.
That makes
So
one.
the thing is, Levin,
So
young
you
people
also have many
sometimes
different
tend to
customers with
think
different problems.
that they have a lot of time And which is true. In a way,
So
they
I
do
want to
have
ask,
it.
maybe from
But
people of
the
my
earlier
age, maybe young people
they
aged 20
start
to 30,
investing and taking care of their financial
what do you
lives,
think
the
are
better.
common investment
But sometimes
mistakes
they
made by
take
young
that time
people
for
aged 20 to
granted
30?
and decide to wait until much later in their lives. Maybe they think that when they get a better job or after they get married, after they buy their car, then it's going to be better for them to start investing. But it shouldn't be like that. They should plan on getting it done from as early as possible, even before they start getting into other financial commitments. This way they can change and train their mindset to think more as an investor in a way that they're always going to pay themselves first and start working on their financial future from a young age.
好的，就我们也可以听到，年轻人他们常常犯的错误是因为他们虽然时间很多，可是他们拥有的不算多，而且他们也不会计划。很有趣的一件事就是，就算年轻人
Okay,
他
one
们长大
mistake
了，
young people often make is
收
that
入
although they have plenty of
也
time,
变得
they
高
don't have much to their name,
可明明
and
就
they
是
don't
他
plan
们这样
ahead.
的专业人士、高收入人士，可是他们
A
依然
very
还是很
profound
穷。
thing is that
那我
even
就
when young
很
people
想
grow
问一
up,
下，就为什么
Income
高
has
收
also
入人士
increased.
依然会觉得很穷呢？他们觉
it's
得
clearly professionals like them, experts. However, they still look very poor, so I really want to ask. Why do the nobles feel poor at banquets? That's what they think.
So let me clarify the question. So you're asking why high income earners still feel poor? Is that what you're asking?
是的。
So let me
Okay,
clarify the
perfect.
question.
No, thanks,
So
Levin.
you're
That's
asking why
another
high
really
income
good question.
earners still feel
So,
poor. Is that what you're asking?
like you were saying, as we grow
Yes.
in our lives, as we get older, and we start advancing in our careers, we see that a lot of people, they start making more money. But the thing is, their expenses also start going up. Like their lifestyles get very expensive. And it's when it comes to investing and
Their
securing our
lifestyles get
financial
very
future,
expensive.
how much money we make is pretty much irrelevant. It's about how much money we keep. And a lot of these high income earners, they end up not keeping any of the money that they make. Even though they are making more money, they still spend the whole thing because they were not properly educated.
And it's
They
when it
didn't
comes to
have the
investing
financial
and
education
securing
from
our
before.
financial future,
Doesn't matter if they're
how
making
much
more money
we
now.
make
And that
is
is a
pretty
big
much
problem
irrelevant.
when
It's
they
not
have
how
to
much
deal with
money we make.
emergencies in their lives.
And a lot of these
Like
high-income earners,
a lot of
they
issues
end up
could
not
happen that
keeping
maybe
any
they
of the
are
money that
lose
they
their
make.
jobs, or maybe they get sick, or they get
Even though
into an
they are
accident, they
making
can't
more
work.
money, they
So
still spend the whole
They
thing.
need to be properly educated to make sure that they are not spending all the money that they make, and that they can save and set aside something to sustain their expensive lifestyle when they decide to stop working and retire.
So they need to be properly educated to make sure that they are not spending all the money that they make, and that they can save and set aside something to sustain their expensive lifestyle
很感
when
谢
they
你的
decide
回
to
答。
stop working and retire.
那
Okay, thank you
刚
very
刚
much for your
我们
response.
也听到了嘛，有投资，
We heard it too.
他们有投资。那我们可以看到，现在
With
不管
investment,
是
they
刚出
invest.
社会的年轻人，还是高收入人士，他们也会选
You
择
can
投
see
资，
that now,
因为他们
whether it
刚
is
也
young
说
people
了，
who
他
have
们的
just
花销
entered
很大，
society
他们
or
的工
senior
作
personnel.
不足以支付他们的生活开支。那其实，现在的市场是
They will also choose to
我
contribute
们
funds
可能比较
because, as
穷
they
的
just
人
mentioned,
跟
their
真正
expenses
存
are
到钱的
high
人
and their
的差
jobs
别
are
不
not
是我
enough
们
to
选
cover
的
their
是哪
living
只资金或
expenses.
是股票，而是跟翻译说的一样，有没有好好的计划？那回到一个很实际的问题，市场的波动这么大，那 我们这样子的到底是
The
怎么
current
选投
market
资的产
situation is
品呢？
not about choosing between different funds or stocks for those of us who may be relatively poor or have actually saved money, but as Fanny said, it's about whether we have a good plan. So let's get back to a very practical question. The market fluctuates so much then.
Yeah, the market does fluctuate. But what's your question, Levin? What do you want to know about the market?
就现在的市场来说嘛，就我们应该是怎么选择一款投资的产品会比较好吗？
In terms of the current market, how should we choose a good investment product?
Okay, interesting question. So the thing is, investing, as much as there is a lot of logic to it, there is a lot of emotion that people go through to choose their investments. So the first thing that people need to realize is how comfortable they are with those fluctuations,
investing as much as
and also how long they need to invest.
That people go through.
If we think about practical terms and logical terms, they need to deal with the fluctuations on the market based on time.
Is how
because markets are always going to correct themselves and then go up again. That's very natural. We have like 100 years of history showing us
terms
that.
And logical
so
terms,
if someone wants to invest more for the longer term, it's okay to go through these fluctuations, these ups and downs, because the expectation is that it will experience a lot of growth in the end. Whereas if someone wants to invest for a shorter period of time, if they don't have a lot of time in the market,
markets are always going to correct
themselves. If they want to grow a small emergency fund,
we have
in that case, they should not
so if someone wants to invest more for the longer term,
they should remain a bit more mild and secure in the market.
Because
now, this answer that I'm giving you is an answer that is purely based on logic. But we also have more of an emotional aspect because humans are emotional creatures.
Invest for a shorter period of time.
When it comes to dealing with their emotions, people need to understand what is their comfort level when it comes to risk.
Look for those fluctuations.
Not everybody is ready to take a lot of risk all at once.
They should remain a bit more
and if they start going for those super aggressive strategies, eventually they're going to give up
is an answer that
because they're going to think
logic.
That they're going to get too anxious
but we
with
also have more
the
of an
results that they're getting.
Because humans are emotional
for
creatures.
Clients that are a bit more risk averse,
so when it comes
then
to
we should
with
find a bit of a sweet
spot
need
to understand
there.
What is their comfort level.
Invest in something that is more medium so that
Not
they can
everybody
keep
is ready to
their
take a lot of
emotions
risk
in
all
check.
at once.
Thank 感谢你的回答，我们也听到了嘛。
Thank you very much for your answer.
就我们是一个情感动物，我们除了要控制做好资料的收集，要追踪报酬率跟调整我们投资的产品之外，我们也要克制住自己的情绪。好像有点复杂，尤其对可能跟我一样没有什么投资经验的人。所以其实很多年，就这几年也会有一些投资工具啊和平台的出现。那你会觉得这些平台会对不论是投资还是财务教育是有什么样的影响呢？其实
people without much investment experience. So actually for many years, just these few years, there will also be some investment tools. Maybe the emergence of platforms. Then you will feel that these platforms will have, whether it is investment or financial education, what kind of impact actually? Can you hear my question?
So I did hear the question. Let me just clarify. So you want to know what the impact of the different platforms is on our investments. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
impact
So
of the different
here's the thing.
platforms is on our
There
investments.
are,
Is that it?
indeed, like you said, lots of platforms,
So
lots of different
I did
tools.
hear the question. Let me just
Now
clarify. So
AI
you want
is
to know
also getting
what
involved in giving suggestions.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency, a lot of different things are out there for us to invest. I feel like the main issue that people face is dealing with distractions.
So here's the thing.
When it comes to
There are
investments.
indeed, like you
Because
said, lots of platforms.
most
lots
of all
different
these
tools.
strategies, they're actually
now
very
AI
good.
is also getting involved in giving
But if
suggestions.
people focus,
Cryptocurrency,
or
a lot of different things
actually
are out
not
there
focus,
for us to
if they
invest.
do not focus and start
With
using a
distractions
lot of
when it comes
strategies
to
at the same time,
investments.
they are
Because
not going
most
to
of all
go
these
anywhere.
strategies, they're actually
More
very
important than just a good product or a good platform is a good strategy that you can stick to it for a long period of time while you avoid other distractions.
more important.
Here in
than
North
just
America,
a good
there is
product or a good platform
saying that
is a good
it goes like,
strategy that you can stick
you
to
can't
it for a
put
long period
all
of
your
time.
eggs in one basket. So some people take this too seriously and they spread their strategy across many different things. But it shouldn't be like that either. Like I usually say that you need to pick and choose 2 or 3 baskets and focus on those. So choose 1 or 2 strategies, a few strategies that you are really comfortable with, that you are going to be able to stick with for a long period of time, and eliminate the other distractions. So, for example, I have a friend who is
So some people
a
take
trader.
this too seriously. And
He
they spread their
uses
strategy
technical
across many
analysis
different
trading
things. But it shouldn't be like that either.
For his
I
trading
usually
business.
say that you need to pick and choose 2 or 3
by the way,
baskets
the
and
translation
focus
there
on
says
those.
trader. No,
So
he's
choose
a
1 or 2
trader. He
strategies,
trades in the
few
stock market.
strategies that are
Yeah,
that you
he's
are
not
really
betraying
comfortable
anybody.
with.
But so
that
he's
you're
a
gonna be
really
able to
good guy,
stick with
and
for a
his
long
strategy is
period
really
of
good. But his strategy
If-
doesn't work for me, and his strategy
Eliminate the
doesn't
other
work for my
distractions.
clients. But his clients,
So, for example, I
my
have a
strategies
friend
are
who
not
is a
going to work for
trader.
his clients. But it doesn't mean that our strategies are bad.
Okay, he's
It
not
means that we
betraying
need to
anybody.
choose
But so he's a
something
really good
that's
guy,
good for us and
and his
stick to it.
strategy is really good. But his strategy doesn't
that make
work
sense?
for me, and his strategy doesn't work for my clients. But his clients, my strategies are not going to work for his clients. But it doesn't mean that our strategies are bad. It means that we need to choose something that's good for us and stick to it. Does that make sense?
这当然讲得通。我们刚刚也听到了，因为平台的出现，让我们有更多的选择。
Of course, that makes sense.
那我们可以根据自己不同的
just heard
情
about it
况
too.
去调整不同可能平台，或者是找可能
The
Valley
emergence
这样的
of
专业
branded
人士去帮
products
助我
gives
们
us more
去调整。
choices.
可是讲到这里，我一直相信
Then
一
we
件
can
事情
adjust according to our own
不管
different
是
situations
平台
and seek
还是工
professional
具，
help from different
都不
platforms
如一
or
个简单
professionals who
可
may
是
help
持
us
续的好
adjust.
习惯。
But speaking of this,
其实我们每个人的
I
心
have
目
always
中都会
believed
有
in
一
one
个
thing,
最被
that
低
is, no
估的
matter the
财务的好
platform
习
or the
惯。
tool,
所以回到今天我们最后的一个问题，
nothing beats a simple but
你觉得
consistent good
一
habit.
个被低估的财务好习惯是什么呢？
Actually, each of us has a good habit of undervaluing something in our hearts. So let's go back to our final question for today. What do you think is an underrated good financial habit?
Okay, very interesting. I feel like an underrated good financial habit is saving. And as simple as it may sound, saving is something that most people are not used to doing, but it's very simple and very practical. But unfortunately, I feel like we live in a culture
And very practical.
that really pushes us to spend
Very
money
interesting.
and to really
I think I feel like an underrated
see
good
zeros in
financial
our bank
habit
account.
is saving.
But
And as simple as it
the
may
habit
sound,
of saving is very
something that most
powerful. It
people
doesn't
are not
matter
used
if
to
we
doing,
start
but
small.
It's very simple.
Like some people, they can start with
But unfortunately,
a month,
I feel like we live in a
$15 a
culture
month,
that really pushes us to spend
$100 a month, doesn't matter.
and to really
But as they
see
grow,
zeros in our
they
bank
can
account.
see the power of their money compound and stacking on top of each other. But unfortunately, this simple habit, like you said, you used a very good word there,
$20 a month,
it's
$50
underrated.
a month, $100 a month doesn't
And
matter.
some people think that
But
if
as
they
they
only
grow,
have small
They can
quantities,
see
they
the power
shouldn't
of their money
invest, they shouldn't
compound
save.
and
They
stacking
think
on
that they
top of
should
each other.
spend. And it's funny that we are filming this on Black Friday, American Black Friday, where there's a lot of people out there just spending money on a lot of useless things sometimes instead of saving, which is a very underrated act.
Instead of saving, which is a very underrated act.
的确，尤其是可能面对可能我们加拿大嘛，就现在很多的
But
折扣，
unfortunately,
不管是
this simple habit
一个月后的
you
圣
said,
诞节，还是
you
现
used
在
a
的
very good
黑
word
色
there.
星期五，
It's underrated. And some
明
people
明每
think
个月
that
我
if
们
they
都是要
only
省
have
钱，
small
但是还是
quantities,
没
they
存到。
shouldn't invest. They shouldn't
所以
save.
我很喜欢
They
你
think
这
that
个
they should
财务的好习惯。
And it's funny that we are filming this on Black Friday, American Black Friday. There's a lot of people out there just spending money on a lot of useless things sometimes.
今天节目现在也是来到了
Indeed,
尾声。
especially when we may be
如
facing
果
Canada.
屏幕前的你今天听
There
完
are
自己的
many
一件事
discounts
情，
now, whether
我也
it's
希望
Christmas
是
a month later
财
or
务
Black
自由不
Friday
是
now.
某一个一夜暴富的机会，
Clearly, that month was
而
our time to
是
save
慢慢每
money.
一个好习惯，
We still
可能
do.
像法里说的，每个月
So
存一
I
点
really
点
like
钱，
your
一点
good
点
habit
存
of
出来
managing
的，
money.
或者是拿你存到的钱 去投资，
In
不管
today's
是
program, I have now
使用
come to
科技
the
平台
end.
还是找法里这样的专业人士